Today we are on a drive down to the historic and iconic Ace Café, a London meeting point for vehicle enthusiasts of 2 wheels, 3 wheels and 4 wheels. Today it's about the 4 wheels and I'm at a service station just north of London. I'm going to meet up with some friends. We're going to cruise on down to this incredible London motoring venue. So we've got a couple of my friends. We've got Kev's absolutely incredible wide body Scooby, and Wayne's 370Z Nismo. That is a complete colour change paint, not a wrap. And with these two cars here, I'm kind of wishing I brought the 370 with me today. What's up, Nick? This is Nick from the real Gran Turismo RGT. And if you hear the squeaky brakes, that's because this is a track weapon. Nick runs the real GT, which offer track experiences. You can rent their cars for the day, get tuition, a whole bunch of other stuff, right?
I'm professional at making you happy.
I'm sure there was an innuendo in there. And he's also got his beautiful Cayman here, both in their JPS inspired liveries. Yeah, we've got my friend Jason here. I met Jason for the first time because he was buying a 370. I had a 370Z. The showroom didn't have any that they could show him in white. They asked me to come down. We've been friends ever since, and
absolutely,
I blame him for nearly bankrupting me. It was him that helped my son get into a racing team in go-karts.
That's Damani Meccano, number 20. Damani Meccano has been trying for a couple of laps and now he does get through. Certainly holding his own.
The rest is history, as they say.
Fun fact, Jason, he used to go-kart back in the day. He used to pitch up right next to Lewis Hamilton.
Right next to Lewis Hamilton and Anthony, yeah, many years ago at Wright House.
Right, and this is what we wanted. We wanted a little bit of everything. So far, just for the drive down to Ace Café, we have got a TVR, we have got a Toyota, we've got an Audi, Subaru, Nissan, Renault, and Lamborghini.
We the top 10, UGK the major way, not play it don't stop here. Traffic lights, we going, know the time until the clock near. Hands on road, we doing digi to the whole block clear. Yo, what you got there? Oh, did you
Kev, that's just insane. It's just the red monster. It is ginormous. An absolute beast of a wide body car. The flames that was popping earlier were mental. And we've got Tony's Huracan, of course, with a titanium. With a titanium exhaust.
Tell them hit the squatty up. See a line of cars meet up. Nah, don't bother us. Windows fogging up. If she in a passenger, then you know she fine as us. We the top 10. UGK the major way, not play it don't stop here. Traffic lights, we going, know the time until the clock. Hands on road, we doing digi to the whole block clear. Yo, what you got there? Oh, did you not hear? Then he's taking over and we got the whole shop. Yeah, her she wanna know me better, but I'm on the top 10. Gotta match my energy, you see I'm in the top. Yeah, it's top 10. Hey.
I hit it right, I will. I treat you right, I will. Trust me, I got you, baby. Know how to make you feel. They can't do you like I will.
Right, so we just got to Ace Café. There's a number of cars that are already here. A bunch of the cars have arrived. We've got JM on Cars F12. I'll leave a link to the video I made with that in the description. This incredible LS1 V8 Swapped 350Z. We've got a couple of my friends with their Huracans, MK Sports Cars, TVR Chimera, our friend's RS Trophy, and the GT86. For my son, who can't be here today because he's still away at uni, he'll be back soon. There's an RX-8, he loves an RX-8. And we've got Mr. JM on Cars here. And of course you've seen his F12 already. How was the drive down, James?
Good.
Yeah?
Nice and uneventful.
Nice and uneventful. Well, we had quite an eventful drive in that there was a whole load of us in one massive convoy and everyone was looking at us with disgusted looks on their faces.
Good,
that's
you're
what
doing something right. Yeah, last time I was here was shooting a film whose name I forget, but whose director's name I don't, because he was called Q. And there's a photo of me sat right there with a Super 16mm film camera shooting some bits of this feature film. I have that photo and I know where it is because it's the only photo on planet Earth of my first ever car, which is a Peugeot 407, which was so sexy a car that that's the only time it ever appeared in a photo. That part's literally right there.
So Jamie's here with the drone. If you remember from a previous video, he had a blob-eye Subaru Y-Track. It was his little goodbye to that car. I'll leave a link to that video in the description as well. We've got my friend's Huracan right here, another Huracan here, very, very cool. Tony's lights, I love the film on it. It just looks really cool once it's all lit up. He's got also a Performante rear wing. MK Sports Cars looks very, very cool. This is my friend Dave's TVR Chimera. I absolutely love these cars, and one of the things that I think is really, really cool about these cars is the interior. Like, look at the design of that interior. It's kind of like retro modern at the same time. Some people think it might date, but I think it's one of those interiors that's actually only going to get better with age. This is my friend Andy's GT86. Love the front splitter on the front of it. It's just so cool. It's a bundle of fun, and hopefully I'll get to drive this at some point. This is the pair of RGT cars. These are track prep, and you can rent these from RGT. I'll leave a link in the description for finding out more about these guys, and hopefully we'll see me on track in the RGT cars in the not too distant future. Now, this is Damani's friend's 7 Series. This car's had so much work done on it over the years, but it just sits so perfectly. He's done all the work to do all the measurements to get the perfect fitment, set the suspension up the way he wants it, had it resprayed, and done so much work on this car. I think it's beautiful. Wayne's absolutely outrageous fuchsia, or some like to call it pink, but his fuchsia 370Z Nismo, that's mostly had aesthetic work done to it. This is an RS Trophy, Clio RS Trophy. Jamie's car, the guy with the drone. The RGT guys have actually got one of these in their stable, so I might actually get to drive one on track one of these days, you never know. The track versions of these cars are incredible. Damani got to do a proper race test day in the racing version of these. We've got this white 370Z Nismo, one of the people that's been following the channel for a while. This is largely stock at the moment, apart from obviously the black roof. But the car for me that really steals the show is actually Kev's incredible, mad, wide-body Subaru blob-eye. I mean, could it be any wider? I don't know. It's like as wide as a bus. This thing is running 300 horsepower, but not for long because he's currently installing a dual purge nitrous kit. It's got a full one-off metal wide body. The amount of work that's gone into wide bodying this particular Subaru has been incredible. It's got a full carbon fiber bonnet with carbon bonnet vents, a carbon front splitter, carbon side skirt extension, and a carbon rear spoiler, finished off with custom front and rear lights. It sits on red and black deep dish work wheel alloys, 18-inch by 11.5 all round, and it has a full Nurspec R exhaust system. And with special permission from Ace Café, he was allowed to show this setup's special party trick. Kev is an absolute nut job, and he just wants to show us a little feature that his car has.
Trust me, make you feel they can't do it. Nobody do you like I will.
Well, thank you for joining me on this little drive down to the Ace Cafe. I want to say a huge thank you to Dave. It was originally his idea to organise this meet, and it was officially a sports and touring meet. Didn't really want to go public about it, kept it really, really small and low key, but we had some amazing cars today that I hope you enjoyed seeing. I certainly enjoyed following, and if you want more, please hit the like button, and I'll see you next time on Sports and Touring.